Well, hello, 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 and happy Thursday. It is Thursday on February 10th, 2022. It is just about 9:04 p.m. Eastern Time, and here I am. Before I go into my whole introduction, let me see that I am where I need to be, and we're going to get ready. We're going to dive in. Make sure I am streaming live on my Twitter page. Although I still need to learn to really how to use this Twitter stuff. Yes, I do, and I'm there. So for all my Twitter viewers, which I don't think there's many, but hello, hello, hello. Let me jump on to my YouTube channel, make sure I'm there as well. Yes, there we go. As I hear myself. And I'm just going to remind you who are watching on my YouTube channel, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and if need be, turn on that little bell to remind you. That will remind you when I do go live. So hello to all of you on YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. And now let's go and land on my Facebook page, where hopefully there'll be a handful of you hopping in, joining me on this evening, Thursday night. And there I am. There I am. Hello. There I am. All right. So here I am. For those of you who might be new to my page, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. The owner of Holistic Fitness. Well, obviously, I'm not there right now, as it is after 9 o'clock on Thursday night. Anyway, just going to give you a minute or two and see who's here with me before I dive in, and then I'm going to dive in. Just going to share to let people know that I am here, to invite some folks in who may still be awake, who might be interested in gaining some insight tonight. So, and if you had an opportunity to choose a card, please put that card number in the comments so then I know whom I am speaking to when I am sharing insight. All right. One more person. All right, so I called a few of you in. I'm going to give it about another 30 seconds. I'm going to dive in, and I'm going to do my best to keep this under 30 minutes, as believe it or not, my phone is getting a little tired. I've been doing a lot of chatting today, but I wanted to maintain my schedule of being here with you on Thursday night so you can use the insight of what shows up with the cards, the insight, the inspiration, and the intuition that shows up with each card. So just going to dive in and get ready to go. So our very first card, there's 3 cards to the spread. And hopefully you had an opportunity to check out the 3 cards. The cards went up sometime last night and it's been up there all day. And as usual, the cards do go up on Wednesday night. And then you have all day Thursday to choose one card out of whatever the card spread is. And then come join me here tonight as I am. So let's go. Very first card we got going on. So if you chose the first card's about a rebirth. So as we think about a rebirth, this is a time to be reborn, similar to when you have a birthday. Every year on our birthday, we have a rebirth. We go through a whole recycle at that point in time. So this is letting you know that there's something new, a new way of doing things. Perhaps it's a new chapter. Perhaps there's been an ending somewhere. Maybe there has been an actual little death or closure. And now you have this rebirth. You get to do it differently than you've ever done before. The chakra, the pink, the high heart. This is really about allowing yourself to be really, really compassionate to yourself, because whatever you are experiencing in this rebirth, you do need to be compassionate to self. Be kind to you is what I'm hearing. Be kind to you. The kinder you are to you, the kinder of other people will be to you as well. The number 2 and 1. Let's talk about that energy. The 2 is the partnerships, the relationships that you have, the different contracts that you have with different people. and why you're connected to these people. They're part of this energy, and some of those contracts might have ended, and new contracts might be coming in, which is that rebirth energy. That one is recognizing that there's a new opportunity, a new door is opening during your rebirth. And again, like I said, this could be based on the fact that it's your birthday month, or something extremely pivotal has happened in the past week, 2 or 3, and you're experiencing this new energy. It's like being reborn, so to speak, when you use the word rebirth. So you're seeing things in a different light. Lessons, as I like to call them. Everything that we go through in our journey from day to day are part of our lesson. It's like being in school and you have a chapter to read in the book and learning all the characters in that chapter. And at the end of that chapter, you move into the next chapter. It's the same thing with a rebirth, and we all go through it. Some of us go through it with a little more intensity than others. So when we think about 2 and 1, it's 3. 3 is about the things you are creating right now during this rebirth. You get to do it differently. You get to do it differently. When I also hear this 3 and rebirth, this is really about recognizing your patterns that you have probably overcome. You probably learned a pattern or two, and there's no longer a need to repeat that lesson again. So what are you going to create instead? Now that you no longer have that pattern that you've been repeating over and over again, you are creating a new cycle. You are also communicating in a very different way as well in your rebirth. You are communicating in a different way. The 3 energy in astrology is associated with the Gemini energy. Gemini is about how we communicate. Gemini rules Mercury energy, or Mercury rules Gemini energy. I always flip it around. When we think about that Mercury energy, Mercury is a planet of communication, scheduling, technology, planning it out. Hello, Tamika. How are you? And when we think about that Mercury energy of communication, technology, scheduling, planning, traveling, that 3 energy is giving you all that. You get to redo it all. Restructure it is what I just heard. Restructure it. Restructure in your rebirth. So tapping into that high heart energy to be really compassionate and kind to yourself as you experience this rebirth. Something big has just recently happened in your life that's causing a pivot, and that pivotal experience is helping you to have a rebirth. So sit with that energy. Second card, for those of you who've chosen the second card is engaged. So when we think about the word engage, I mean, literally, people might right away say, oh my God, this is going to be my time to get engaged. It can very well be. This card can go several ways. This card could be that you're actually getting engaged with somebody. This card can be, what are you engaging in this week? This card could be the engaged, exactly, what are you engaging in? The turquoise energy is, again, throat chakra. Engaging in a conversation, having a conversation, whether that conversation is a proposal for marriage or a proposal to a business agreement. What are you engaging in? So it's either going to go 1 or 2 ways. You're either going to have a proposal for a marriage, or you're going to have a proposal to some sort of agreement, a contract with somebody. So it's going to be signing the contract. And the perfect time to do that now, as of the 15th, give and take, of February, Mercury is no longer in its shadow period. So that 9 energy, 2 and 7, that 9 energy is about there's a completion. So you can sign your contracts. You can definitely sit and present a proposal to somebody. You can engage in an intense conversation. You can have a meeting now that's very strong and intense. Everyone's going to be paying attention to it. What are you engaged in? This might be a great time for you to engage in meditation, sitting quietly, so you can gain some insight. That 9 energy is about a transformation. You are transforming. 9 energy in astrology is associated with the 9th house, which is about your spiritual wisdom, spiritual travel, learning, traveling. Where do you need to travel so you can learn something? Not necessarily based on the intellect of a book, but traveling around the world. So you learn history, that 9 energy. That 9th house energy is your spiritual wisdom and history. 2 and 7 again. We had 2 in the first card, our partnerships, our contracts. 7 is about quieting down, reflecting, going on a journey, and finding the balance between the two. And then there's a completion. You are engaged in some sort of completion, signing a contract to something. Either something's going to be coming to an end, so you're engaging to a completion, letting it go, closing that chapter, which is why you have a rebirth. Love that. Let's see what the third card says. This is your third card, and I'm loving the fact that this card is showing up after the first 2. So here we have it. Spiritual career. Spiritual career. So we just had the rebirth. The rebirth. We now have engaged. And now we have a spiritual career coming in. So perhaps you've gone through some pivotal experience in your life in the last couple of months or so, and you get to engage in a different direction. Perhaps a spiritual career. Perhaps you're coming out of one career and moving into another career. Again, throat chakra. So lots of conversation taking place here. Having a conversation about your spiritual career. 7-7, which is the first card, that 7 energy, you have 7s here again. So this is really about taking time to quiet down so you can understand your rebirth. You can understand what you're engaging in. Take time to journal as well. 7 and 7 is 14, which is 5. And when we think about 5 is change. And there's a lot of change going on with these 3 cards. You got your rebirth, you're engaged in something, and a spiritual career. 5 is also about being courageous enough to take the changes. Unpredictability, where something unpredictable can show up in your life that you weren't expecting, that you may have to engage in. That 5 energy is about also having fun. So when we think about our spiritual career, it is something we spend time in pretty much every day of our lives. So you want to have fun while having that spiritual career. You also think about adventures as well. So this is definitely a time to spend time in an adventure. As we said, that 9th house energy is about traveling and exploring. So adventure, 5 energy. When we think about 5 in astrology, 5 is about fun, freedom, expression, creativity as well. In numerology, the number 5 is about change and freedom and unpredictability, courageousness. So it comes all together. Now we have these 3 cards, and I don't usually do this, but I'm going to do this tonight. I'm going to take all 3 numbers that's on our cards, and I'm going to add them all up. So our very first card is 3. Second card is 9, so that comes out to a 3 again. And then 3 and 5 is 8. So all 3 of our cards show up to be an 8 energy. 8 in numerology is about abundance, about harmony, about balance, stability. 8 is in astrology is about letting go of the old stuff so you can make space for the new stuff, so you can transform. And I believe these 3 cards really say that, where you're transforming into a rebirth. You're transforming in something you are engaging in. And you are definitely transforming into a spiritual career. So I do believe these 3 cards do come together and tell an amazing, amazing story. Now, I would love to hear from you. I would love to know which card you've chosen. And if you chose the card, if you didn't choose the card, which one of these 3 cards are resonating with you? And put that number in the comments. Let me know that it's resonating with you. Let me know if you are experiencing a rebirth, if you don't mind sharing what that rebirth is about. Where did the pivot come from? Did the pivot come from something that has ended? Where did it come from? In reference to what are you engaging in? Did you get proposed to? Was there an engagement? I would love to know that. Or are you setting a proposal up in reference to engaging in a business agreement, in a business conversation? And are you on your spiritual journey right now in regards to a spiritual career? Maybe you are pivoting out of your 9 to 5 and moving into more of a spiritual career at this time. Now, all three of your cards, two of them are associated with the throat chakra. And what I usually like to say is that based on this forecast, based on this reading for tonight, the key component is in order for this energy to be more than just a reading, it's important to do the work. So it's really important that if you've chosen the very first card, Rebirth, to work on your heart chakra, high heart, clear out that energy. Because the high heart, as we say, is the gateway to your throat chakra so you can express. And if you've chosen the engage card, tap in on your throat chakra and work on your throat chakra so you can have the ability to engage in a conversation, whether it is a marriage proposal or business proposal. And do understand too, marriage proposals don't always mean that it's a traditional marriage. It could be a proposal in reference to something that you're looking to commit to on a marriage or contract. So with that being said, sorry for the interruption there. And if you've chosen the spiritual career, that's based on your throat chakra as well. So both cards, throat chakra. One card, high heart. So those are our cards for tonight. Powerful, powerful numbers. We have 21, which is 3 in numerology, is about what we want to communicate, what we want to create, what we want to teach, what we want to learn. And 27, which is 9. What are we looking to let go of? What are we looking to complete? What are we looking to transform? 77 is a 5, which is about the changes that we're going to make, the freedom you're going to experience, the courageousness, the fun, the adventure that you're going to have. So there you have it with your 3 amazing cards. I would really, really love to know which one of the 3 cards you chose, how the insight showed up for you, what resonated with you, and let me know if all 3 of the cards came together and told you a story, just as it did for me. When we think about it, most of us are experiencing some sort of rebirth right now. Most of us are engaging in something right now. And I'm almost positive most of us are in a process of trying to figure out a spiritual career in one way or another. All that being said, know that the cards are posted on my page on Wednesday nights, and I come here live with you at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, as closest to the time as I can, to be with you, to share insight, inspiration, and intuition with each card. Should you be interested in a private reading, I offer them as well. You can take advantage of a 12-card Cosmic Energy Soul reading. For more information about that, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. And again, please go ahead and post your card number in the comments and let me know how it resonated with you tonight. And that's whether you're on the Facebook page, if you're watching from Twitter or YouTube, feel free to email me. And I do look forward to connecting with you all next week, same time. Blessings to all. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Bye-bye for now.